Hi everyone. This is my first online or kind of yoga video that I'm posting out to my YouTube channel. This is something that has all obviously derived from the craziness that is the coronavirus and sort of forcing lots of closures and disruption to sort of life as we know it. And obviously I've had to stop doing my face-to-face classes that I love so much that bring me so much joy, and I am keen to kind of keep reaching out and bringing yoga to you wherever you are. So whether it's in your front room or kind of on the go or wherever you might be staying, whether you're staying with friends or family during this time, I thought I'd try and reach out into the world of online classes. This is obviously a major fear of mine, so I've never branched into this, although it's something that I've obviously admired from afar. I've always kind of had a bit of a fear, not really known what to do, so steered well away from it. So the last couple of days has been a massive, whoa, how do I do it? What do I do? So I've obviously kind of started off by keeping it really, really simple, not going into anything, not going to do anything too crazy, just try and keep some nice short videos to go on YouTube and yeah, and then try and do some streaming as well for those that want to do some kind of live but virtual classes. So I thought I'd just do a little short little practice for you this evening, just to kind of, bring a little bit of calm, a little bit of sort of peace to the rest of to the end of the week. It has been a really turbulent week. It feels like a really long week. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like from where we were 3 or 4 days ago, we're in a kind of completely different place than we were so where we are now. And yeah, it's been a real mix of emotions. So I feel very kind of 1 minute I'm feeling kind of in control, feel like, it is what it is. We can't change the inevitable, and then a kind of swing to feeling quite anxious. So it's been a real, yeah, real roller coaster. So yes, this is just a little bit of practice, just dedicated to trying to restore a little bit of calm, but yeah, just bring a little bit of balance to our lives as well. Okay, so we'll start by just sort of resting our wrists over the top of our knees and just bringing the thumbs and the index fingers together, just allowing that sort of tension to ease away from the shoulders, allowing the crown of the head to lift up a little taller, allow the belly to draw in, and just start to bring a little bit of focus to our breath. Just notice the speed at which you're bringing the breath in and how long it takes you to breathe out. Whether there's any sense of rush or kind of haste or urgency behind that breath. Just try and slow it all down. And every time you exhale, just repeat to yourself that feeling of letting go, softening the wrists, softening the elbows, softening the shoulders, lengthening through the crown of the head, giving your ribs that space to breathe, that space to expand. And just being comfortable with that feeling of stillness. It's been really busy. Many of you probably don't feel like you stopped at all this week. You just allow yourself to relax, give yourself that permission just to switch off, close down, stay in control. Let the lips part, let the jaw relax. Allow the crown of the head to lift a little taller with every breath that comes in. Again, just soften the shoulders, soften the elbows, soften. And then start to bring the breath in, and as we do that, bring the arms overhead, reach a little bit taller, just interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Feel the side of the body get a little bit longer and take a little side bend. So bring one arm down, doesn't matter which arm. Just take a little stretch over to the side. And allow that breath to guide you as you come up. Change sides, bring the other arm over. And again, just ease into the waist. Nice long stretch through the side of the body. We will do that one more time, and this time just really open up the body, open up the ribs. See if you can look up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Feel that arm pull a little longer, a little deeper. Again, let that breath bring you up. And take it over nice and gently, over the other way. We're going to take a little twist, so bring that left arm or right hand behind you, take the opposite hand over the knee. Just look over your shoulder. Again, just take that time just to squeeze through the middle, squeeze around through the waist. Take it the other way. Just turn, change sides. Take that twist. Again, you're like a sort of cloth being wrung out, sort of moving, keeping your hips where they are, but turning that upper body around the other way. Yeah, bringing both hands onto your knees, just start to circle. So bring the chest forward, just rounding the spine as you draw back, sort of pulling that belly button in. Again, just bringing a little bit of movement into the spine. Really slowly, really gently, rounding through. And then take it the other way, take it in the other direction. You can kind of feel that tension in the shoulders. Sometimes as soon as we start to move the body, or we try and sit on our kind of sit bones, keeping still, we sort of realize where we're holding that tension. It might be in the lower back, it might be in the shoulders, might be in the neck. So let's just bring the arms up, and this time interlace the hands behind the head and just round those elbows around the side of the head. So tucking the chin deep in towards the chest. And then opening up nice and wide, so taking the elbows and drawing back and just letting the head kind of rest there in those hands that have been interlaced. Again, round it forward, drawing those elbows in. And then again, open up, lift the chin, lift the chest, open up. Yeah, do that one more time, round forward. And last time, just open up, make it nice and wide. Perfect. We're going to drive ourselves forward over onto all fours. So just stretch out in front of you. And then from there, roll over onto your knees. Okay, bring yourself onto all fours. You've got that nice kind of flat back position. And then you're going to roll up. You're going to tuck the tail, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then open up. Lift the tail up behind you, so kind of arching the back. Yet again, rolling up. Pulling yourself up into that nice downward facing dog position, cat pose, not downward facing dog, and then rounding. We're going to do that one more time, and this time as we round up, start to tuck the toes under, lift the tailbone, bring your your hips all the way up towards the sky, and just sink back into those heels. Okay, spread the fingers out really, really wide, so you get that lovely little bit of tension through the fingertips. The backs of the hands kind of feel really strong as you're kind of gripping through the fingers. Again, it's a lot of pressure through the hands, so you're taking it away from the wrists and just focusing on those hands and those arms, keeping them really strong. And start to pedal the heels down. So maybe the knees are bent, maybe those hamstrings are really, really tight. So just walk it out really slowly, bringing a little bit of warmth, a little bit of movement. Maybe you even want to take a little bit of a twist, so maybe you're rolling side to side, just easing out. Yeah, we're going to bring our weight forward. We're going to come into a high plank position. And again, this is something where you can feel really, really strong. It's quite easy just to hang in our planks, isn't it? So we let those hips drop, or even kind of round the spine or round the back. But you want to get that lovely little tuck of the tail. You're pulling the belly button in. Those arms are really strong up into the sockets. And then from here, just lower the knees, bend the elbows, let the body come all the way down and slide into a Sphinx pose. So have the elbows under the shoulders and just pull back, pulling those shoulder blades together. Good, slide back into a child's pose. So bring the heels together, take the weight back into your heels, just open up that heart and just take a couple of breaths. Just slowly inhaling in and breathing out. Let's see if that light get up. Again, take that breath in and ease back out. Lovely. As you come forward this time, we're going to take a little gentle thread the needle. So keeping the left hand on the floor, take that right hand, up towards the sky. So you're looking up towards the fingertips there. And then from here, thread the hand all the way under. So bringing the shoulder down towards the floor. And just take a couple of breaths. Again, just stretching out underneath that shoulder blade. And you can take the arm up. So that left hand can come up towards the sky. You can either rest it there on the lower back, on that sacrum, or just tuck it over the top of the opposite thigh. So you get a little bit more kind of intensity to that stretch. Okay, lovely and gentle. Bring the hand down, release it all the way out, take the hand up, and we just take that little counter stretch, so reach back up towards the seat. Do the same on the other side, so kind of bring that right hand down again, lift the left arm up, look towards the sky, and then bring that arm all the way through. Again, you're just on the other side, so you're gonna just let that shoulder blade meet the floor. Again, I'm gonna just swap over so I haven't got my back to you. But you're gonna just look through and underneath. And again, if you want to take that top hand up, gives you a little bit more depth. Rest the hand on the lower back or just hook it over the thigh. And again, every time you exhale, you can kind of feel your whole body just starting to relax. Okay, we're going to take it over the other way. So again, bring it all the way up. And from here, as you land those hands, you're back on all fours. Let's just do another little cat-cow. So roll through that spine, open the collarbones. And then pull all the way up. Tucking the tail, tucking the chin. Do that one more time, inhale. And exhale, pull back. Lovely, tuck your toes under for me. Lift all the way up into your downward facing dog, so take the hips back. Again, spread those fingers out nice and wide and just pedal the heels down. Just easing out through the backs of the legs. Okay, you're going to walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. So making little handprints in the floor. Okay, it's almost imagining you've got like a nice sandy beach that you're kind of lying on or you're standing on. Making those little handprints. And then from here, just hold the elbows. Just allow yourself to kind of sway side to side. Really soft through the waist. We're going to come up halfway. So we're going to roll ourselves. Bring the hands onto the shins. And just flatten your spine. So pull the belly in. You get that lovely little engagement through your core. Squeezing through the back of the body so you can feel your glutes are engaged. And then roll it back down. All the way into a nice forward fold. Walk it out. Find those little handprints that you made earlier. Follow them back out. And come all the way into a high plank. So you find those hands where they were in that downward facing dog. And again, ripple forward. Okay, just drawing the belly in, tucking the tail. Again, you can feel the weight kind of push back in those heels. Again, if those hips are starting to droop, just think about squeezing your bottom, squeeze your thighs, and again, just sit that belly in. Here, we're going to lower the knee. Again, bend the elbows, come all the way down onto your belly. Slide your elbows in from underneath you, so come into that sphinx again, just drawing the shoulder blades back. And again, find child's pose, so push into the heels, just ease back, nice and soft. Now, child's pose is one of those places where I always think some of your arms can feel really nice, kind of extended. But sometimes you also want to maybe hook them around behind you, maybe open up the chest and press the knuckles up towards the sky. If you want to take a little roll, you can roll over one way, opening up, or roll over the other way, kind of opening up those shoulders, really big release into that chest. Good. From here, slide those hands forward. We're going to bring ourselves back onto all fours. And this time, come straight up into your downward facing dog. Good. Ease into those heels. Again, pedal through. Maybe have a little bit of a wriggle, or just stay where you are. And this time we're going to walk forward. So rather than handprints, we're making little footprints as we walk our way up to the top of the mat. Just bring the big toes together. Okay, you've got a slight gap between your heels. And this time we're going to roll our spine all the way up to stand. Take the arms overhead, look towards the thumbs. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and then take a little sway. I appreciate you can't quite see me as I've disappeared. Really, I've got great camera skills. And then take it over the other way. From here, you're going to swan dive. So come all the way back down. So bend at the hips. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Just let yourself fold. Okay, look forward on the next breath in. Exhale, step the right leg all the way back. Take a nice long lunge. This time lower the knee. Open the heart. Come all the way up. You're going to take a couple of breaths. So breathing in. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Lift up the back knee. Okay, and then just step back into your plank. So that front foot, you're just going to slide it back and come into that plank. Good. Now this time, if you want to kind of create a bit more tension, a bit more exertion, maybe a bit more of a challenge for the upper body, we're going to keep the knees lifted. We're going to bend our elbows. We're going to come down into our chaturanga. So we're going to hover, and then we're going to push either into a baby cobra or take it into an upward facing dog. So if you're ready to come all the way up, lift the collarbones. Take a slightly bigger back bend there. Okay. Push back into your down dog. So lift the heels, tuck the toes under, let the heels drop. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. So big inhale, big exhale. Now we do that one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Let's walk ourselves back to the top of our mat. Okay, so nice little footprints all the way. Bring the big toes back together. And again, just allow the head to sort of hang forward. And again, roll it. Come up to stand. You bring the arms over, take the arms overhead. Find your wrist. And again, take that lovely sway. One way. Oh, excuse me, sneeze and take it over the other. Perfect. Take that lovely swan dive again. Bring it all the way down. Come into that fold. And again, as you look forward, bring the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine. And then take back that left leg. That left leg is going to lunge back. Okay, lower the knee down. Again, ease into that nice low lunge. Okay, so we're just softening those hips. Our hips hold on to loads of emotion. So you probably feel quite a lot of tightness there at the moment, particularly if you've been sat down, trying to figure things out, doing lots of intense work. Bring the hands down, lift that knee. Step all the way back, come into your plank. Okay, and again, really strong through that upper body. Okay, and from here, we're going to bend the elbows lower. Let the knee come into that chaturanga pose. So again, you're using that upper body. And then from here, again, lower onto the belly. Take it really gently, okay? So if your back bends need to be small, if you've got any lower back pain, just ease in. But you've always got bigger bends if you want them, so you can always come up and take that upward facing dog. Good. Let's take it up to downward facing dog. So again, roll over those toes, tuck it all the way back. Perfect. Let the heels drop. Okay, get that lovely little tuck in the belly. Breathing in and breathing out. Brilliant. We're going to come into some warrior poses, okay? Just bring a little bit of warmth into the legs. So you're going to take your whichever leg you want to start with, bring it up towards the sky. And then bring that knee forward. So you're kind of lunging it between the hands. So you're landing it just between those hands. Okay. You're dropping the back heel. So again, you get like a line. So if you think about a kind of imaginary line along your mat between the heel of the front foot and the arch of the back foot, just create this really nice bit of symmetry. And the knee is always above the ankle, so you're protecting that knee. Then take the arms out wide. You're looking down that front arm, coming a little deeper, maybe taking that bend a little stronger. And then open up, take a nice reverse warrior. So bend through the waist. Again, really long, really strong through the side of the body. Perfect. Bring that arm down. So bring the forearm down to the thigh and then take it over the other way. So you're coming into what we call Parsvakonasana, or extended side angle. And that top hand kind of feels like it's being pulled away from that little toe. So you get that nice line all the way from your little toe, all the way to the fingertips. Brilliant. Come all the way back into your warrior. Okay, keep the hips where they are. You're really strong in those legs. And we're going to turn both palms to the sky. Breathe in, straighten out that leg. And we're going to turn the other way. So just adjust the feet. Okay, so you're doing exactly the same, but you're facing the other way. Get that alignment. So that knee is just above the ankle. Again, long through the body. You feel that you're sort of tilting forward. Imagine someone's pulling that hand behind you to keep your body nice and long, nice and straight. And again, just bend into that front knee, really strong. Your drishti or your gaze is just over those tips of those fingers. And then again, reverse. Okay, extend that hand all the way down the back of the calf. Find that lovely bend through the waist. Fabulous. Keep that breath lovely and smooth. And then when you're ready, bring the forearm down towards the thigh. Take that Parshvakonasana. So again, extend long through the side of the body. Good. Again, feel that lovely rotation. Fabulous. Keep that breath coming in lovely and smooth. And again, open up. Okay. We're going to turn those palms back towards the sky again. Lift. And this time, rather than changing the feet back the other way, turn both toes so they kind of face in towards each other. You've got a nice wide stance. And if you want to take your feet a bit wider, maybe heel toe them out a little bit wider. Keep the hands on the hips. And from here, we're going to come into a nice deep fold. So allow the head to come all the way down. Okay. If you want to keep the hands in by your hips or even bring your hands down to the floor, got loads of options. You can also take a little cheeky headstand here if you want to, so you can bring your head to the floor. And maybe start to lift up into that headstand and have a little bit of a play. Maybe you're just balancing there for a while. Okay, so just take a little bit of fun with it if you want to. Okay, take that breath in. Look forward. Okay, take a little twist. Bring that left hand up. And then change sides. Take it the other side. Lift on up. Let's allow yourself to come back into that nice deep fold. Okay, and we're going to walk our way back to the top of the mat. So you're going to walk your hands all the way around. Okay, adjust the feet. Step back into your high plank. Okay, just take a nice deep inhale. Remember, if you want to modify, bring the knees down onto the floor. Otherwise, bend the elbows. Bring yourself all the way down onto your belly. And again, you choose your back bend, okay? So either keep lovely and low with me, or take it into that up dog. Push back, take a child's pose, and just relax. Okay, so just stay in your child's pose there, just for a couple of more breaths. And then we're going to turn over onto our back. All right. Okay, we're going to come down and just take a nice kind of bridge pose. So make sure you've got a bit of space behind you so you can roll back. Before we get there, just come into a little bunt. So you can either keep the toes on the floor. If your lower back is feeling a little bit achy, maybe hold those legs. If you want to take it up a little bit higher, remember always just hug in. Or if you want to, you can let go, or maybe even extend those toes up towards the sky. So whatever feels sort of the most accessible for you this evening. Okay, just take another breath in. I've got a bit of space behind me, I might shuffle forward a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to roll back all the way down. Okay, just land the heels on the floor. Okay, yeah, they're just about sort of touching distance from your fingertips. And just squeeze your hips. And just take a little gentle back bend. We're not going to go for any crazy big back bends. If there is a full wheel in your practice, then do obviously take one, but just stay with me otherwise and just enjoy that nice low back bend. And bring the hips down, hug the knees in, bring them in towards your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, just roll the knees away from you. We're going to take some really gentle twists to finish, okay? So bring the arms out wide. Let the knees drop over towards the right, keeping that left shoulder, if you can, anchored down to the floor. And if you want, you can even take that top knee across, making it a slightly deeper twist. You need a bit more rotation there. All right, just enjoy. Again, you can look down that back arm and look towards the left. Just gives you a bit more, kind of a bit more swivel. Bring the knees back through center. Take it over the other side. Okay. Again, keeping that right knee, that right shoulder even where it is. Again, that top knee can come all the way across, maybe taking it a little bit deeper, a little bit more intense. Brilliant. Bring the knees back. Okay, just massage out that lower back. And we're going to finish our practice with a nice little shavasana. So you're going to bring the legs out away from you, taking your feet out a little bit wider than your hips. Your palms face upwards. And again, I'm just going to sit, but you can stay lying there in your shavasana. Just try and scan down, working from the crown of the head all the way down across the face, around the jaw, around the lips, around the back of the neck. Allowing everything to relax, everything to soften. Again, the shoulders, just feel the arms, the hands kind of pull away from the shoulders and from the neck. The shoulder blades, the ribs, the belly, the diaphragm. It's all kind of opening up and expanding. And every time you breathe out, just allow yourself to soften into the floor a little bit more. You've got your hips, your thighs, backs of the calves, tops of the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the heels, soles of the feet, fronts of the feet, tips of the toes. And you can feel that breath just traveling down across the body and dropping and sinking a little bit deeper. And take that breath in. And take a big heavy sigh. Allow yourself to do that. Just keeping the mind as still as you can. Ring fencing that little bit of time just for you. Pushing aside anything else that's creeping back in to kind of cloud that stillness. I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana, so if you are enjoying your Shavasana, just stay where you are. If you're ready to come out, you can roll over to your right side and just come back to sitting. When you're ready, bring the hands into heart center. Just seal our practice with a little bow to Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy. I'll see you soon.